soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
And we've been thinking about doing the remake of Demon's Souls for a long time, in fact years. You know, it's one of the most beloved games in the PlayStation catalogue, and there are some super fans out there. And it's the most asked for remake, right, of any game. So I think the problem was, though, that we didn't feel ready to take on that challenge. You know, it's a big game, it's, you know, super loved, and we didn't want to do it an injustice. So it wasn't until we kind of redefined what the standard for a remake was with Shadow of the Colossus on the PlayStation 4 that we all felt that we generally had the knowledge to take on that challenge and do Demon's Souls justice. So, you know, but when you look at a game like Demon's Souls, you have to be really careful with the remake, because you have to preserve the core of the game, which is the gameplay and the AI and the logic, and particularly with the PlayStation 5. You know, if you think about all of those great new features that are on the PlayStation 5, how were we going to integrate them in to Demon's Souls? And I think we soon found out that all of it just was a perfect fit for this game. And if you think about the super fast loading, you know, the frustration of the original game is not, right? It's not the challenge or the dying, it's the, oh my god, I've got to wait 2 minutes before I can get back into the game and take revenge and get my souls back. And now you're straight back into the game, you know, and that's incredible. But I think, you know, doing a remake, the thing for us is you have to remember that the way you played the game 11 years ago is not the way you imagine the game. You imagine it completely different. So when you think back to how you beat the Tower Knight, for instance, how epic that battle was, how amazing the music was, you know, but if you went back to it today, yeah, it's still an incredible game, but it's probably not what your imagination remembers, right? And that's what we had to do. We had to basically create the game as the way that players of the original PlayStation 3 version imagined it to be, right? And then at the same time make sure that we created a game that a new generation, you know, of gamers could enjoy and love as well. And that's, you know, that's quite a feat, and I definitely believe that we have done the game justice, and on the PlayStation 5 I think it looks absolutely stunning. There are two modes, right? There's one which is called the cinematic mode, and that's an 84K at 30, and that allows us to really go to town. I mean, really go to town visually. It means we can up the resolution of every single tiny pebble in the game, right? The tessellation is incredible, and it's all real-time lit, and it all casts real-time shadows, and it's so immersive. But I mean, if you're, you know, a real hardcore gamer who wants to make it feel cool and you need those split-second reactions, then there's a performance mode. And that runs at dynamic 4K at 60 frames a second, you know, and that's a crisp 60, so it doesn't drop. And you'll be able to, you know, react faster to all of those attacks and roll and dodge out of the way and feel like you're a little bit more powerful if you've been having a hard time on the 30. We're trying to recreate something, and we have to stay true to the original and true to the original vision, and adding something in for the sake of it is not acceptable. It has to be a perfect fit with how that original vision did. And I think what we wanted to do with the haptics was improve the feeling of the combat, make it grittier and darker, and you can really feel now through, you know, the controller, metal strike metal. Right, you can feel that block connect when that boss smashes into you with a massive attack, you know, and that's incredible sense of feeling. And haptics is, you know, amazing because it works. It doesn't work on its own like Rumble used to do. It has to work with the visuals and the audio at the same time to bring it to life. It actually improves the gameplay if you think about it, because you can feel what you've done before you visually register what you've done. So it gives you that extra split second. I parried. I'm going to do my counter riposte now, right? I rolled out the way. I felt that coming. I felt his attack coming, and I could roll out of the way in time. You know, so it really improves the gameplay as well. And it's a perfect fit for Demon's Souls. It works incredibly well.